Hello, my friends. Welcome back to the ThePCelitist, a channel dedicated to video game commentary and discussion, always from the PC perspective, the greatest platform for gaming. My name is Woodsy.
My name is Shepard, and it feels like it's been for fucking ever since we've done this.
It does. It's only been a little over a week. And
I know, but it's been a long week.
Look, anyone who appreciates this channel will understand that we had a recording for this, but didn't like it.
He doesn't like it. Yes, we had one all ready to go, a part 2 of this discussion, but we know you're not just sticking around for whatever we got on the editing room floor. We wanted to make it good.
Right.
So this is our redux.
This is our attempt.
Yes.
Usually we don't need more than one. But it was
Not
just...
recently. We've been on a nice little goldenum streak recently, but we didn't like this last one. So we bring you...
Part 2.
Part 2. Take it away.
Part 2 of this is the article. This is a bad time to be an FPS fan. Now, a lot of people on the channel in Part 1, I admit, I just had some negative reactions to the guy's writing.
You were a little visceral.
I was. But people said, I agree with his sentiment, and I don't disagree. I agree. This is a bad time to be an FPS fan. I agree with that sentiment. Okay? And especially with the types of games he's listing. I agree. Games nowadays aren't as good as these games. My problem with this entire article, besides what was already mentioned on the last video, is he gives no credit to where these games came from. At least 11 out of the 18 he mentions, or something like that. Especially right here where he's mentioning... he goes, go back a few years to the PS2 and Xbox era, and multiplayer was barely worth wasting time on, with Halo being the rare exception. For most shooter fans schooled in the classics, the campaign modes in the likes of Half-Life, a PC game. GoldenEye, a Nintendo game that he doesn't even mention is Nintendo. Unreal, PC game. Quake 2, PC game. Duke Nukem 3D, PC game.
Indeed.
Okay, and then he goes on to list games as an anything goes approach to some games. System Shock 2, revolutionary, one of the greatest games ever made. Deus Ex, revolutionary, to many people, one of the greatest games ever made. No One Lives Forever, a comedic game for PC that kind of put a twist on the whole spy era thing.
It's much like TF2. It put a twist on your normal FPS deathmatchy type of thing. It didn't take itself too seriously.
It didn't take itself seriously. It was very funny, very clever. Time Splitters, can't speak on it because I never played it.
Me either.
Rainbow Six, PC game, extremely highbrow, extremely tactical. You love it.
Love it. Get shot once, you move slowly. Get shot twice, you're dead. To me, that's how all shooters should be.
Right.
Live life in hardcore mode.
Right, and then all these revolutionary games they mentioned, and they put in the same list. He puts in the same list Halo.
Revolutionary. Actually, I think what he said is, let me see. Yes, Halo, among these others, is just the tip of the iceberg in a creatively fertile period around the turn of the century.
Yes.
Very descriptive.
Halo is the most generic first-person shooter.
The single player.
The single player, yes.
Dreadful. Abysmal.
It's bad in every way.
In every way.
And you know what? Let me rephrase that. I don't want to go too far off the deep end. It's not terrible.
It is.
It's okay. I played it. I played it for a few hours and could never. It's a generic shooter. I don't know what I'm supposed to be experiencing. The only thing it did, which was awful, was make regenerative health the gold staple. The staple. Annoyed about that, but. What is so special about the single player of Halo? And you put that in the same list as Rainbow Six and System Shock 2? Are you out of your goram mind?
I hope so. It's the only excuse.
So my issue with this is it doesn't give credit where credit is due. The PC is what created most of these fantastic single player experiences, which is kind of dying because of another issue we're going to talk about, I think. I think the single-player experiences of first-person shooters and pirating are linked. in a way. Mm-hmm. But we're going to be talking about pirating.
Yes, because there was an article that came out, and I can't remember who it was, you posted it like just maybe a couple hours after I found the article about the pirating in Witcher 2. And we're going to do a discussion dedicated entirely to that, because we have some words.
Right. Right.
For the PC community, we're calling out our own folk. Actually, these people aren't our own folk. They can go fuck themselves. No. Anyway, back on point.
Yes. So I just wanted to get that out there, and I had something of an analogy, but I think I want some help with it, okay? Because I'm kind of extending to the community here. I said to you that consoles are improved by the existence of PC single player. Like, a great single player on PC is then ported to the consoles, and they think it's fantastic, but it's only because of its PC-ishness. Mm-hmm. You know?
It was derived from greatness.
It was derived from greatness.
It wasn't built from the ground up.
The core of what was great about it is cut out and then put on console. Right? I could take a game like Mafia. And everyone who's played Mafia on both versions knows what I'm talking about. But that is akin to me like books and movies. We get some great movies based on some great books. Now, anyone would agree that the book version is the flushed out, great version. Mm-hmm. But we get some awesome movies out of books.
That's true.
And I think that it needs to be said. Like, this guy writing the article, he should give credit where credit is due. Like, someone goes, yeah, Lord of the Rings was a great book. I mean, a great movie. Yep. The screenwriter really came up with that one.
No,
it didn't.
I agree. And again, folks, this is an analogy. Analogies provide a framework for understanding, and so don't go off the rails and say, okay, I can give you 10 examples of books that were shit and the movie was great. That's not what the point is. And also, he asked for your help, so be nice.
Right. I'm curious if that's a fair analogy. I think it's fair to a point, obviously. Not every analogy is perfect. But I think I don't understand why there's this, like, no one wants to mention it. Like this guy who's talking to Xbox people. Like, why not open that door of discussion? If you want to have a discussion, why not be honest and say, look, is it because these games were PC games that they were so popular and then they were ported?
Yeah, and if you give credit to the PC, it doesn't mean you're beholden to thank the PC for every single thing that happens now, even though you could make the argument that there is a logic train that's on a straight railroad track. But we're not saying we want him to rewrite the article saying PC is the greatest thing ever, all consoles are subversive to that.
Right.
Even though that's how we feel. It's just give us a token line.
Right.
Of thank you, PC, for giving us the golden age of single-player FPS.
Yeah. And
that's all we're asking.
And you know what? If you're going to mention GoldenEye, say Nintendo.
Yeah.
Why not? Anyway. This doesn't need to be that long. Yeah. It needs to just be out there.
I just wanted to gripe.
Yes, the ThePCelitist, meant for griping.
No, it's not.
It's okay. It's for greatness.
Yes.
My name is Woodsy.
My name is Shepard, and this is the ThePCelitist signing out.